Good morning, friends. I have another journal flip through for you today. This one is about 7.5 tall by 5 inches wide. She's got 100 pages, 3 signatures. She has a copyright of 1919. This is the book guts. You have the option to have those if you buy the book, so I always put that on my listings. But yeah, the copyright is right here, 1919. So let's go ahead and get started. I've got the library card and pocket in the front cover here. A couple of journaling cards, vintage bingo card. This is actually from an old pattern, the cover of an old pattern. And I got a journaling card. This is an actual vintage photograph made into a postcard. And some reproduction ephemera here. Painty page. This painty page was done, this side of it was on a 1922 yearbook page. So that's kind of fun. If they didn't have cool pictures on them, then I made them into painty pages. And this flips out, so you get a nice big surface. And this is from an old science book. And this page has some cool burlap on there for texture. And this is the other side of that yearbook page. Got a journaling card, some ephemera, goodies tucked in there. Oops, here we go. This is a paper clip that's got a couple of tuck spots for goodies, journaling spot, whatever you want to use it for. It's got a vintage French vocab card in there, and then underneath here is vintage postcard. It's an actual vintage postcard and a vintage piece of small graph paper. Fun stuff to play with. And this is a vintage recipe for beer batter and a little journaling card there. I've sewed some lace onto the edge of this page. And this is from a book of New York Times front pages that are all bound together in a book, reproduction, but it's pretty cool. This is a signature page from that old yearbook. A little seam binding on here, vintage of course. And we got some goodies in here, a couple journaling cards, and a vintage postcard. And this is from that 1922 yearbook. And some more goodies in here. A tag that I made, and another vintage postcard, and a piece of ephemera. I always like to have spots to tuck your treasures into. Other side of that signature page. And this is kind of cool. This is from that notebook that I have with vintage writing in it. And this is a recipe for how to make chicken and dumplings. So that's kind of neat. And then a journaling card here. And this is an actual vintage photograph that's a postcard as well. It's not a reproduction, it's actually old. And another pocket here with a journaling card, and then also a vintage camera instruction paper that I just thought was cute and went really well with the neighboring page here, which is a vintage children's book page. So that's fun. more painty paper. Lots of different backgrounds for you to work with here. Some vintage, that's the vintage French vocab card again, and then some papers to play with there. And this is a actual vintage airmail letter that you can open up and read, and then just a vintage postcard that has never been used. This has a little, oops, this is a tag that I made that I can tuck in there. And then this is my signature tag, one of my painted girls that I include in each hardcover journal, a vintage photograph, and a journaling card. And then a vintage photograph on the back. And then everything closes with this Sari silk ribbon, which I love to use for my closures. Oh, I should have went around again on that, I think. Bear with me. Alright. Looks like I need to straighten the spacing a little bit, but it's all good. Alright, so this is available September 24th in my shop update on Etsy. The link's in the profile. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Bye.